Hello and welcome to this week's Battle of the Ports as we finish off the Thunder Force series. Thunder Force 3 was covered as part of the Thunder Force AC video, while Thunder Force 4 and 6 have no ports, so today we move on to Thunder Force 5, which first saw a release on the Sega Saturn in Japan only on July 11th, 1997. The game actually saw two releases in Japan, the first version and a special pack, which contained a remix music CD of various Thunder Force music entitled Best of Thunder Force, which is the version I'm lucky enough to own. As you can clearly see, Thunder Force 5 is a horizontal scrolling shooter, set in 2.5D, with environments rendered in 3D and gameplay taking place on a 2D plane. You control a starship named the Gauntlet in its mission to destroy the Guardian, a supercomputer that became rogue after deciphering the code of a space vessel. There are 7 levels in total, and the first 3 can be selected in any order, just like in Thunder Force 3 and 4. The gameplay is similar to its predecessor, Thunder Force 4, in that players must destroy constantly moving formations of enemies and dodge the projectiles and incoming obstacles, ending with a boss encounter at the end of the stage. As in the previous Thunder Force games, the player has a special weapon named the Crawl, that admits additional firepower and absorbs enemy shots. Thunder Force 5 allows for 3 crawls to be used instead of 2 like its predecessors, and will remain on screen for an infinite period of time that allows the player to recollect them. The crawls can also be combined with the player's currently selected weapon to create a more powerful version of it called an overweapon. Overweapons can be used for a limited amount of time before they revert to the original state. Creating overweapons uses up the crawl's energy, which is indicated by the change in colour. Energy can be replenished by collecting additional crawls or by waiting for them to recharge. The only port of Thunder Force 5 was to the PlayStation. This version was released first in Japan on May 21st, 1998, almost a year after the Saturn original. Being that this is a newer version, it's dubbed Perfect System and contains a few extras such as a 3D model viewer and art gallery. The actual game also has some plus points over the Saturn original, such as far less slowdown and high resolution textures on some 3D models. But that's where the plus point ends. You see, Thunder Force 5 on the Saturn makes excellent use of the VDP2 for backgrounds, whereas the PlayStation is stuck with polygons. This makes the background floors look less detailed, warp, and generally look less appealing. The PlayStation version is also missing a lot of the translucent effects found in the Saturn game. The English language Wikipedia entry for Thunder Force 5 claims that the PlayStation version has extra stages. It does not. It does have some extra rendered CG intros and rendered ending, while the Saturn version is in real time. Personally, I prefer the real time version, but each to their own in this case. The PlayStation port of Thunder Force 5 is not bad at all, and is more stable than the Saturn version, but for overall aesthetics, the Saturn version comes out on top for me. And let's take a look at both of those versions of Thunder Force 5 running side by side. Check out the comparison.